So this is a book of 2nd Ezra 9, starting at verse 1. It read, He answered me then and said, Measure all the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, wherein there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake on those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kadash, and Bahana to the elder and apostle with me, son who do well. A peace, blessing, and salutation to you, I am who are pushing this truth to the four winds of the heaven, and be on the forefront of the spiritual war, and to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise, once again, as in the days of old. So it is another lesson through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai concerning on the current event or news and prophecy, man. Because through what is going on in the world, we can be able to understand how close we are to the second coming of our Lord and Savior Yahushai HaMashiach, which, as I read from the book of 2nd Ezra 9, starting at verse 1, that the Lord told us to measure the time diligent, not only to measure the time, but diligent, to be on a constant loop for what's new, as the development of different prophecy, be it Jacob troubles, MOTB, and the third war, which is coming quickly, as the scripture tell you. So the scripture tell you, when thou understanding is the very same time when the highest will begin to reach the world which he made. And that's what is going on. The Lord is visiting the world in which he made. So here you have another issue here. You know, when you mention these diseases, they give your video a strike. So as you see, Belgium is on quarantine for the monkey, man. And everybody should be concerned. Another news is a famine, pestilence, and earthquake in diverse places. It says the CDC seek answer after 6 kids die from hepatitis outbreak, and it have spread to 36 states, man. I think that is in America. And then we have another news here: surgeon is set to perform first uterus transplant on the color thing, man. You know, the alphabet people. This is the LG hot, you know, hot, man. And there's that brother on top. This is brother here. He was doing news about or you call it blackout in America. Actually, this brother was sent a message from the federal government that there will be blackout. I don't know if it is a federal government or local government. I don't know about the government structure in America, but that's what it is. Another news is the food insecurity expert predicts that there are only 10 weeks of wheat supply left in the world as Russian invasion disrupt production. So this is going to the supply chain issue. And a lot of people here in Africa, they don't use the wheat like that, except for Egypt. Egypt uses a lot of wheat. The main principal things in their food, in their food is wheat. And the West is the Middle East and the Far East. And over here in Africa, you might feel secure. For example, myself, I go even 3 months without using anything which is made out of wheat. See, but when you see things like this are happening in your neighbor, you know that this will be like a bottleneck, man. The price of wheat, if the price of wheat go up, everything else will go up, because these things work in tandem, man. You see. So another thing here is Biden say US would respond militarily if China attacked Taiwan, but the White House insists there is no policy change. So China will respond militarily. So this we're talking about wars and rumors of war over here, man, in which will bring about the said war. Another thing is will Putin deploy his flying Chernobyl. And as this flying Chernobyl, I did a lesson about this. Let me go to the scriptures. I did an extensive lesson on this, going to the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, especially starting from the 7th verse, in which the 7th verse, this was like a monk wrench, man, in this breakdown. When people read about this, when they reach the 7th verse, they think this was not talking about nuclear missile. Let me read it for you. It says, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his way, shall not break their length. So this was going to nuclear missiles, man. They shall not break their length. It simply means there won't be any nuclear defense, to counter them, man. Neither shall one trust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. That was the difficult part about it. How can a missile run to and fro in a city? So this basically was going to artificial intelligence. For example, the Chernobyl, a nuclear missile, or we call the flying Chernobyl, man. It can stay on the air as long as they want it to stay, and it will be looking and scooping. You see, or what is the last word again? Brooding. You see, brooding over enemy defense, and looking when the defense is laxy, it can strike. That look like a person, right? So that was going to nuclear missile equipped with artificial intelligence. They shall run up on the wall, they shall climb up on the houses, they shall enter at the window like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, the heaven shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. So building on the other news, going to the rumors of wars and the supply chain issue, let's go to Matthew 24, saying how she went out and departed from the temple, and his disciple came to him to show him the building of the temple. And how I said unto them, see not all these things, very I say unto you, there shall not be left here any stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount Olive, his disciple came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? So what shall be the sign of the second coming of our Lord and Savior Yahushua, man? That's why you are supposed to be on a constant look. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, shall deceive many. You see, jumping to verse 7, he says, for nation shall rise against nation. That's what you see. Kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine. Like what you read from Sri Lanka, man. Actually, in Sri Lanka, this is the next news. It says India sent food medicine donation to crisis hit Sri Lanka, man. Another thing is death sentence doctor in Sri Lanka decry medicine shortage. And all of you people who depended on Egypt, man. You see, so shall be famine, pestilence, and earthquake in diverse place. All of this is at the beginning of sorrows, man. Like how a woman is in labor, man. You see, that is the most sorrowful thing to a woman, man. And as there is no turning back, there is no going back, there is no turning back. So let me see something here. This is the book of Isaiah. Let me see. 31 say, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. See, all of you people who depend on Esau wisdom, man. And see, and they stay on horses and trust in chariot because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. You see, you don't seek the Lord. You see, you go to Egypt for help. All of this different type of medicine, especially in the third world country. Everything is donated from the Western countries, man. You see, the whole continent of Africa is on drug. I see, when shit hits the fan, man, you will be the first one to die. You see, you will be the first one to die. So let me grab the second precept, and I will close this down. He said, woe be unto thee, Babylon, Asia. So you are seeing things in America, you are seeing things in Asia, Sri Lanka, India, and you are seeing things in Taiwan. Woe be unto you, thee Egypt and Syria, that was going to America. Gird up yourself with clothes of sack, and hair, beware your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and a sword simply means destruction. And who may turn it back, fire is sent among you, and who may quench it, plague is sent unto you, and what he is that may drive them away. May any man drive away a hung lion in the wood. If we have watched this documentary about the animal kingdom, man, when the lion is hungry, that lion might charge even into elephant, man. A lion is a thing with the lion, they ain't afraid of death. I saw one video, man, a lion was fighting a lot of, well, it's not a buffalo really, but I remember the name of those animals, and now in English, not a buffalo, but it was fighting, man, fiercely. And the lion was wounded, but it was still fighting to the last breath, man. You see? So we when we watch the animal kingdom, we can relate. So this plague are coming like a lion, a hung lion. Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it has begun to burn. May one turn against the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sends the plague, and who is that can drive them away? So praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, because we are living in an interesting time indeed, man. As you see, we are watching when the Lord closes the last chapter of prophecy before we get delivered. May through this I say shalom. I hope you brothers are edified onto the next